Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another entry in the Secret Origin of series. In this video we're going to be tackling the secret origin of N.Trance. So despite N.Trance having multiple appearances throughout the franchise, not much is known about his actual origin or his background. His first appearance was in Crash 2 N.Trance for the Game Boy Advance, and it was stated that he is from the 5th dimension. So I have a little trading card here that shows, it says, "A bad egg from the 5th dimension. N.Trance uses his mastery of hypnotism to make his foes do his bidding." So it's stated he's from the 5th dimension and that he is an egg-shaped character, or potentially he is an egg. And that's pretty much the only thing we know about N.Trance, despite him appearing in a handful of games. So as you know, I like to deep dive and think about where I think characters come from based off the information that we do know. And all we know is he is a living egg from a different dimension. So what other characters in the series do we know of that are living food? The one that comes to mind is Willy Wumpa-Cheeks. But unfortunately, Willy doesn't match the theme of N.Trance to me, because we know for a fact that N.Trance is not anthropomorphic. He is just an egg. You can see that he removes his egg from his mech. So clearly there's some telepathic technokinesis ability that he has controlling his mech, because if he can be taken out of it entirely and still move it around, he has to be controlling it with his mind, which would go very well with his hypnosis powers, because that's mind control. Whereas Willy himself looks to be an anthropomorphic Wumpa fruit. You can see that his arms and his legs are also orange, so it's his body, and he's wearing clothing. He's not in a mech suit. So what other living food characters do we know of in the series that can kind of help us try and figure out where N.Trance is from? We actually had a level in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled called Gingerbread Joyride, and all throughout the level you see these jellies, they're called. I assume they're like little jello characters, or perhaps gumdrops of some sort. You can't really see them well, and I tried doing a clip of them in motion, but without their features it's hard to tell that they're living. But thankfully we have the decals from the carts that have still images of them. So this is a standard little jelly guy. Look at how cute he is. And then we have the sumo jellies, where they bounce and smash into each other at the end of the course. And then we seem to have the ruler of all the characters from that town of the Gingerbread Joyride area, which is King Jelly. And there's another statue of King Jelly in the level. I'll show you a screen cap of that. Yeah, so there's King Jelly right there. So I think that Gingerbread Joyride could potentially be the 5th dimension where N.Trance comes from. Like perhaps this entire dimension is all food-based life forms, and this just happens to be a desert-based town or land or island, or just a portion of the 5th dimension. I don't like to use skins as canon unless they're referenced within a track. However, I wanted to point this out because I thought it was really neat. N.Trance has a chocolate skin, so if N.Trance does come from the 5th dimension, there might be chocolate egg-like creatures in the Gingerbread Joyride town. But again, like I said, I don't like using non-canon skins to back up my theories, so that's just something neat to point out. This doesn't contribute towards the theory. But then you got to think about it. They have all these different structures and things. Like we've got buildings and fountains. There's stadiums made of cookies and pretzels. Lampposts made of candy canes, trees made of cotton candy, and then you have big mountains which are made of cake here. So how could these little bouncing jelly creatures possibly build all this stuff? They may have powers similar to that of N.Trance, but we haven't witnessed anything. We just see them jumping around and the sumo guys jumping into one another. But if N.Trance can have a mech suit, who's to say that the jellies themselves can't also pilot little mech suits? So I think that might be neat. So we have living food, living freely in a seemingly alternate dimension, because like I was saying in another one of my videos from back in the day, I said that Gingerbread Joyride felt like it belonged in a Super Mario game opposed to a Crash Bandicoot game, because we've never seen anything quite like this before. It's just an entire world made of food. And whether it be someone's dream or perhaps in someone's mind, like that's what I speculated this was. I thought that this was the reimagining of Gone a Bit Coco. But the more I thought about it, we do have N.Trance. And with N.Trance also being sentient food, he could very well fit in with that dimension world very easily. So I think that the Gingerbread Joyride could actually be the fifth dimension. And one more thing that I wanted to point out that I thought was really neat, which is probably a very, very big stretch. You see this swirl here? I know that hypnosis is always about swirls and stuff, but see this swirl on N.Trance there? Check it out. We got swirly cookies. And you know, peppermints also have swirls. So I just thought that was really cool. But anyway, that's the entire theory. I think that the Gingerbread Joyride world is actually the fifth dimension, and the jellies are similar to N.Trance in that they are sentient food. So I think the jellies and potentially chocolate eggs reside in Gingerbread Joyride, which could be, like I said, an island or continent or something in the fifth dimension, and N.Trance himself comes from another portion of that dimension. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that theory. It's a short one this time. Like I said, there's not much lore to go on, and most of it is just headcanon. But I wanted to share with you guys. So, for the secret word of the day, we're going to say hypnotized. And that about wraps it up, guys. I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Take care.